everyone, Leslie from Discovery Fabrics. I'm going to do a video today, hopefully it won't take too long, showing you the new prints that we've had done on Polartec Fabrics. Now, just in case you are not familiar with Polartec Fabrics, Polartec is not a fabric, it's actually a mill, formerly known as Malden Mills, that makes many technical fabrics. They invented fleece. They still make the best fleece in the world, but they make a lot of fabrics for the military and a lot of very scientifically functional fabrics. So because we've had a selection of fabrics done, what I thought I might do is pull the fabric from our store that is not printed so that you can see the texture a little better, and then we're going to talk about what that fabric does and what you could use it for. So I'm just going to briefly explain the fabrics that we've had printed. We have this beautiful snow leopard print on Neo Shell. We also have this gorgeous watercolor leaves on Neo Shell and a beautiful oversized floral on Power Shield Pro, which is basically so similar to Neo Shell that you don't even have to distinguish between the two of them. They have a membrane inside that's waterproof and breathable. That's what makes Neo Shell Neo Shell. And I will be explaining that a bit further. Moving along, we have this beautiful buffalo plaid. This is printed on a very light microfleece. Microfleece is fleece, but it's a very light layer. The next one, super cute, is Snowboarders, and it's printed on 200 weight fleece. Polartec used to actually make prints, and they discontinued doing that over 10 years ago. So we've had to have these custom printed on either white or cream fabric to get these prints. The next group of fabrics is Power Dry in a heavier weight. And I'm going to be explaining a little bit about that too, because just because we call this Power Dry heavyweight does not mean it's heavy. It's actually quite a light fabric, but in comparison to the other Power Dry fabrics that we have, which are next to skin and wicking, it is a beefier fabric. And in fact, my top is made from this exact fabric. So it's lightweight, but it's much warmer than you would get in a normal Power Dry. And then down below, we have Power Wool, which is merino on the back and synthetic on the outside. And it's a really lovely layer that keeps you warm, but it has some advanced features as opposed to just 100% merino. The next couple are Power Wool, but in a Silkweight, in the buffalo plaid, the wine glasses, and again in the watercolor leaves. And last but not least, we have some Power Grid in the triangle trees, the bike gears, and the minnows. So I'm going to go over to my table here with some fabrics that are basically these same fabrics before they got printed and explain a little bit about them. So hang on just one sec. I'm going to grab these pelicans. This is the print. Flamingos. Flamingos, yeah. Some kind of bird with long legs. Okay, so the flamingos are a black print done on this cream Power Wool. This is a lightweight Power Wool. These run around 4 ounces per square yard. I don't actually know the grams off the top of my head. And the wool, as I mentioned, goes against your skin, and the synthetic is on the outside. The smooth side is what would be the outside, and that's what you're seeing here in the flamingo print. The next is Silkweight Power Wool. Now this is a very thin, lovely base layer, and this is only around 3 ounces. And I'm just going to grab perhaps the watercolor leaves as an example. So the wool is on the inside against your skin, and the beautiful watercolor print is on the outside. The next one is Power Grid. Now what Power Grid is it's Power Dry kind of on steroids, because in addition to having that moisture wicking fabric on the inside that pulls the water from your skin and spreads it along the surface so that it dries super quick, Power Grid has a little grid that goes against your skin, and it further enhances the ability for the fabric to move moisture and dry very fast. But it also adds a tiny little bit of warmth as opposed to just a regular Power Dry. And I'm going to show you bike gears. in this same fabric. So again, Power Grid. This is not wool, whereas Power Wool is the merino against the skin. This is just a wicking fabric that's synthetic. It's beautiful. It's highly efficient for keeping you dry. And next, I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have an example of the Microfleece that's not printed. So, I mean, Microfleece is pretty much self-explanatory, but I do want to pull the snowboard print and show you that this is actually the same as this fabric here. This is the same style of Polartec 200 fleece, and this is in an azul color. But when you print fleece, it's done with a heat process, and it does flatten the fabric a certain amount. So you're still getting exactly the same warmth value out of the fabric. However, it does feel a bit thinner. It's like more compressed. And that's because this is sublimation printing. So what is done is the patterns are printed on paper, and then the paper is laid on the fabric and heat pressed onto it, and then the dye is absorbed by the fabric. So it's really good. So, but that's something about doing fleece. You just have to make that decision that you know that it's going to flatten the fleece a bit, but the look is great and we really love it. The next one I'm going to show you is, well, actually, I mentioned that I have this fabric on, so I'm going to pull the hearts out. We've got some fantastic prints. So this is super cute. You can see it's not terribly thick, but this is what I'm wearing right now, and I'm actually quite warm because I'm wearing this inside. And I went for a walk in this morning. It's actually quite chilly out this morning, and I wore a vest on top of it. So it's like a transition fabric. It's warmer than, you know, a lightweight t-shirt fabric. It's certainly not as warm as a heavy sweater, but it makes really good sweatshirts, hoodies, you name it. You can use this for so many things, and it's power dry, so it's wicking. So I'm just going to put that one back here. We've got some really cute, the piece one. This is called Geo Jewel, which we have in this heavyweight power dry, and we also have it in the Cool Fab, which we did a few prints earlier this summer in the Cool Fab jersey. This is really cute. It's a dino camo, so look at dinosaurs on it. This is our high-tech grunge, super cute, and blue and green waves, which I really love. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Neo Shell and the Power Shield Pro. So the Snow Leopard and the Watercolor Leaves in Neo Shell is this exact stretchy Neo Shell that we have. Look at the stretch in this. It's fantastic. Normally Neo Shell either has no stretch or has very little stretch, and we classify it on our website by that, either not stretch or stretchy. But this particular style is really good for cycling jerseys, for a lot of things where you want to have that movement in your jacket. You can make something that's a little more fitted when you have a stretch to this degree. We love this. It's actually style 6627. So both in Watercolor Leaves and in Snow Leopard, you actually can get some solid colors in that style 6627 as well. And then this one, whoop, don't want everything to fall over. Just want to show you how beautiful this is. This one is Power Shield Pro. It's got a wicking inside layer, and it is such a beautiful black and white print. This one is going to be gone very quickly. I know that you're going to be seeing me in a jacket, and probably Lori and potentially some of the other staff. We just absolutely love this print. It's very classy, and I can't wait to make something out of this. As I mentioned, Power Shield Pro and Neo Shell have a membrane that is super waterproof and really, really breathable, much more breathable than Gore-Tex. So, what can you make with these fabrics? Well, if you look on our website, you'll notice that we have a tab on each fabric that says what to make. But obviously you can make a lot of base layers, long underwear, loungewear, that kind of thing with these wicking fabrics. You can make cute little jackets out of the fleece. And obviously you can make some gorgeous waterproof jackets, vests, you name it, out of the Neo Shell and the Power Shield Pro. So that's it for today. I hope that explains our new prints. These are very limited edition prints. We only got one roll done of each print, and we hope that you love them as much as we do. Thanks. Bye.